All right, welcome back. And Breakfast Daily continues with lots and lots of conversations. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily on all social media platforms. The WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. We do want to hear from you, so do send us messages and engage us as the show goes on. But yesterday we were talking about road crashes, we're talking about indiscipline, we're talking about some of the reasons, the possible reasons why some of these accidents, we're recording them in these numbers. And it looks as if, I mean, of course, not that it looks as if, the numbers show that the road crashes, we have more deaths from road crashes than we've had from COVID.
Yes.
Think about it, how insane that is.
And you know, most of these accidents are due to negligence and discipline, all kinds of issues, you know, on the road. And a case study is this Akomadan accident, you know, that occurred, I think, a couple of days ago, you know, and it was such a needless thing, you know, that it could have just been avoided. So you have a driver who is speeding. Passengers caution you that, yo, take your time. You ignore them. You get to the police barrier, police checkpoint, and due to the way he was speeding, you couldn't stop. Even when the police was signaling you to stop, you could, because you also don't know what is ahead of you. It's not for games or for by chance that we have police checkpoints, we have road ramps, we have all these checkpoints, you know, limits, you should go, police checkpoints, all these kind of things. There are reasons that we have them at where we do have them. And so when you think that you can decide to do whatever you do, these are some of the things that will happen.
I think that, you see, as much as I believe in the democratization of driving in terms of the commercial vehicles, I also believe that there's a function for unions, you see, and that at a point, we may even have to get to the point where we say, you are not allowed okay, to do like I am my own driver, I have my own vehicle, because you're carrying passengers, you're carrying a lot of passengers. Everybody has to be part of some kind of a union, and the union must be tasked with the responsibility of training and retraining drivers, you know, because look, there are drivers who, as we say in Pimoma, do you see? And so if you notice and certain things come to your attention as a union, sanction your drivers. Because if an accident happens and there are, let's say, back-to-back, 2 accidents happen and the drivers are from your union, then we shut your union down or we sanction your union. You see, so that now we begin to see that it's a serious, we're not joking anymore.
But you know, I agree with you 100% on that, but I also still think that it also goes back to the attitudinal issues we've always been talking about, you know, because there are some people who would go through and tick all the boxes, you know, and your union chairman, your union executive will not be there with you on the road.
Of course.
You know, so sometimes people just need to be responsible. You know, because for instance, if you are going to look at the gentleman who was doing that, spinning around, you know, in town,
drifting at the airport.
He can have license, all right. His vehicle probably has gone
but
through all the time. It's an individual thing. At that particular time, you know, there's nothing DVLA can do. The police can't do anything. It is you. You just have to know that you must be responsible. You understand? Because you go through your checks. Your car is roadworthy. You know, you are okay as a driver because nobody will go there and show their bad manners. Everybody will go through these kind of things with their party manners. Will take care, put on their seat belts, and no, most of the times people who do this know the right thing. But they just take things for granted, feel that, okay, let me just do a quick, you know, trip and come back. Okay, let me calculate. I can use 2 hours to do this and come back. So already they have calculated the sales they're making in the day. And it looks like they have to live to that effect, you know. And so people just need to know. It's just the same way with how we handle sanitation issues, how we do other things. Because if you are throwing rubbish into drains, you would not say that the president has failed, the regional minister has failed. Some of these things are bothered on us.
So I think that sometimes if people will not change their attitude themselves, then we must force the change on them.
Absolutely.
You see? And that's why we put enforcers in place, you know, so that if you won't change by yourself, then we will
something
punish
will cause you to change.
Exactly.
You know? And it's so sad that most of the times when accidents of this nature occur, you know, the perpetrators escape.
Yes, so this guy, for example,
can you imagine?
Akomadan case,
he didn't die.
He's running and he's on the run.
Yes, and police is looking for him.
Yes,
actually, there's a manhunt for him.
Yes.
But you know, it is just so very unfortunate. And I think that, like you rightly said, we have a whole lot of bodies who are responsible for that. Remember yesterday when we spoke to the police officer, he mentioned that all stakeholders need to have their hands on deck to solve some of these issues. So we have a report that was put together on the Akomadan accident by Michael Chachu Aholo. Let's take a look at it.
On Monday evening, Stephen Derry and his brother boarded a passenger bus in Nandom in the Upper West region, headed for Kumasi in the Ashanti region. Little did Stephen know it would be the last trip he would make with his brother.
Actually, we were traveling from Nandom to Kumasi last night. So we boarded the bus. We left there around 8:30 there, 8:39. So on your way to Kumasi, when we go to Wenchi, some alighted over there, and then Techiman too, some alighted. So we continue with the journey to Kumasi. We go to Kenkenso, Akomadan area. Our driver was on top speed, so I mean initially we talked to him to reduce the speed, but he couldn't listen. So we also kept quiet and we were on the way coming to Kumasi. When we got to the area I was talking about between Akomadan and Kenkenso, there was a barrier, police barrier over there. So they stopped the vehicle over there for checkup. And due to the top speed, our bus was, the driver was speeding. We couldn't control, the brake, or I don't know what happened. By the time I realized, it hit the car, which was just by the barrier. And then the bus veered off the road to the bush. By the time I realized, it was on fire. There was nothing we could do than to also struggle our way out. So we decided to break the louvers, and then on your own, because the fire started in the front. So we those at the back, there was nothing we could do than to apply force to break the louvers, to force ourselves out.
Stephen's claims were corroborated by DSP Joseph J.C. Ajiman, the Offenso North District Police Commander.
And according to some of the passengers, the driver was speeding. They even confronted him, they spoke to him, he ignored them. When he got to the police checkpoint there, my men who were on duty there confirmed the same story, that the driver was speeding. They even signaled him to stop. He refused. He maneuvered through the barrier, and there was a stationary vehicle, Kia Rhino, towing car. He ran into that stationary vehicle, veered off the road, and unfortunately, as soon as it landed, it caught fire. And so far, 6 people were burned beyond recognition. And 22, the police and other people, their assistants, were able to rescue. They sustained minor injuries, and they were rushed to Akomadan Zion Hospital. And the doctor had just spoken to me that all of them have been discharged. And NADMO, thanks be to the Municipal Assembly, the NADMO has taken over the course of the treatment. So for now, 6 were burned to death, and 22 escaped with minor injuries. The vehicle has also burned beyond recognition, and the luggages that were in the vehicle are all burnt beyond recognition.
The identities of the 6 who lost their lives in this tragic road crash could not be ascertained, as they were burnt beyond recognition. This young boy, who was on the bus with his father, told City News his dad was also part of the 6 who were burnt to death. He has been left stranded without a father. Distraught Stephen Derry says his brother's death has left him traumatized. He recounts how helpless he felt and the seeming unresponsiveness of the police as the fire ravaged on.
Everything happened around the barrier, so I was expecting the police to arrange for fire service as soon as possible to help the situation. But it looked as if we were all standing there looking at what was happening. The fire was burning, we were all standing looking, there was no help. You get the point? I talked to them to do something about it, and they told me they called the fire service, they're not getting them. I mean, it was something which is not clear to me. In fact, my brother was inside burning, he couldn't come out. So we those around, they could have some help to what? To get the situation at that moment. And we're all standing there watching the fire burning. The fire burned for more than 1 hour, and we're all standing there looking. So at that point, I wasn't happy at all. Now here's the case: I lost my brother due to that situation. There was no help. There was no help. No, it happened at the barrier.
Jabati and na yeraho to the extent that Oshe per time sprinter ya esiwe driver and car so mbeto so a omugina hosa na ambulance bia ni ha no fire service pa na asifim Ghana ye was say we have to do something ye mpanimfo no omundwen ye nkwa ho bi na ye nyina ye nipa.
There have been several incidents of crashes on the N10 highway which connects Kumasi through to Burkina Faso, and these crashes have been caused by high-speeding vehicles. A simple search on the internet reveals several reports of such crashes, with the most recent happening just a day prior.
There should be some kind of discipline on the road. You get the point? Because the drivers, I mean, the road safety, they're supposed to what? Do something about. I mean, they should entertain some kind of discipline on the road. Because the drivers, not all of them are qualified to drive on the road. You get the point? So there's supposed to be some regular checkup. You get the point? Because our driver, for instance, we told him to reduce the speed, but he couldn't listen. He was just doing, I mean, whatever he could. And this happened at the barrier. You get the point? He could have reduced the speed. But what I know is that we get to barrier, we are supposed to reduce the speed for checkup.
A very harrowing account of what happened there in Akomadan. You see, we can talk about tragic accidents. We can blame fire service. We can blame ambulance service and all of that. But what if the accident didn't happen in the first place? And for me, that's where I start my argument. What if the accident did not take place in the first place? Right. Could we not have prevented this accident?
Thank you very much.
It was so preventable.
You know, this wasn't mechanical. This wasn't anything. This was human irresponsibility.
Completely.
You get it.
Irresponsible driver.
You are speeding.
Yeah.
Let's just assume that you didn't even notice that you were going at the top speed.
Yeah.
You have been prompted by the passengers in the bus. You ignore them. It was that bad that when you even got to the police checkpoint, you couldn't stop because of the speed you were coming with. You understand? Little did you know that there's a stationary vehicle there, and so you had to just run into that vehicle, you know. So my issue is, you know, someone mentioned they just had to stand there, watch. The ambulance wasn't coming, fire service wasn't coming. Now my question is, sometimes in the middle of nowhere, when accidents occur, assuming we have maybe a national fire service vehicle coming or ambulance coming from Kumasi, coming from Techman, what time would they even get there? You know, so sometimes we just need to be cautious. Even if you don't die, you could be maimed forever. You could, I mean, anything can happen. You know, this is very unfortunate.
Yeah, so there's you know, this road that they were driving on was a perfectly good road, you know, and so the accident obviously could have been avoided. But there's a disturbance in Kumasi. Our colleague Hafiz Tijani is there, and some people are fussing and complaining and venting their spleen about roads. Let's go talk to Hafiz. Hafiz, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, David. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Dave, I'm doing well, but except that I'm having some waist pains because of the road network I used from Kumasi to this place.
Wow.
Where is this place? Where are you? Yeah.
Where are you at exactly, and how long did it take you from Kumasi to get there?
Well, I'm currently at Agresum in the Amansie South district of the Ashanti region, and the road network here is very bad. From Anyankwanta to this place would have been an hour journey, but we spent barely 1 hour 30 minutes getting to this place.
Right, so what exactly, if you say the road is very bad, describe the nature of the road to us, Hafiz.
So when it is the rainy season, it is slippery, it is muddy. When it's the dry season, you cannot contend with the dust that you see here at this on this particular road, and the road itself is bumpy. It's not, you are able to maneuver through. It's not so motorable, and the concern has been that over the years, robbers have taken advantage of the bad nature of the road to rob the users of this road, and this has resulted in deaths.
The police we see behind you, is that in front of a police station, or they're out there because of the massing up of people for the demonstration?
Exactly. The police is here to keep order and maintain peace and order here at the venue where the demonstrators are converging. Okay. We have a lot of demonstrators also coming from other communities. Mind you, this is not just one community. We have about 80 communities in the whole district of Amansie South. Okay. And we are currently at Akomadan, which is the converging point where most of the residents who are preparing to join this demonstration, some are here, others are coming in their numbers from other communities like Amansie South, Datano, and other areas within this district. Let me just take you through some history. You know, last year we experienced some bullion van robbery around the main area of this same district, which resulted in the death of a bank staff and injuries of some police officers who were escorting this bullion van from Amansie South to Kumasi. So this particular road network links to this area and areas within the Mansu areas, and a number of accidents have been recorded on this road, and residents have been attributing these accidents, these robbery attacks, to the bad nature of this road. This has been the major concern of residents here, but they say that they have been talking about this. No one seemed to listen to them, so this is the time for them to voice out their concerns through mainstream media so that the authorities can get to hear them and listen to their concerns and fix this road. I have with me one of the organizers of the demonstration today. He will tell us why they are doing this and why this has become necessary.
Now,
welcome to CTV Breakfast Daily. Yes, friends.
Before you talk to him, please kindly also find out from him. You know, there's a big hospital at Akomadan that serves the entire community and surrounding communities. How is the nature of that road affecting the activities of the hospital?
Friends, myself, I have done few stories on this particular hospital. It has been a challenge for management of the facility. You know, this is a major. It's not a referral center, it's not a referral facility, but it's a major hospital that is here. So the accidents and the robbery attacks that result in injuries when they happen, this is the first port of call that the victims have to be sent to. And it's one of the major hospitals here, the St. Michael's Hospital, located here at Akomadan. It has been a challenge for the hospital's management. The story I did last year, this was a complaint from the hospital's management that the road network is affecting healthcare delivery. People have to come on motorbikes. Ambulances are not able to operate in this area. Pregnant women have to sit on motorbikes. They bring them to this facility. And this has always resulted in maternal deaths, and hospitals management is not happy about it. And these are concerns that are known to the residents, even the youths and even children who are living in this area. They know about these concerns. So you can see the motorbikes being used here. This is the commonest form of transport because that is the easiest and how people can get to move around.
Right.
The
So
vehicles
also,
don't help, even when they're going to the hospital.
Also find out from the organizers. You know that a lot of mining activities go on in that area as well. What are the companies, the mining companies, giving in return to the society?
So before I put that question to him, even last week, there was a demonstration by communities here against one of the mining companies they say have operated in this area for a very long time, and they have not seen any corporate social responsibility in terms of development being brought here to this community. So the residents embarked on a protest and said that the mining companies are operating here, they are taking the gold, they are getting the proceeds here, but they are not replicating in terms of giving back the communities what they need and what they need to transform the lives and the community here in general frames. So let me speak to him to find out from him some of these questions, how worrying some of these incidents or these issues are. You're welcome to Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Thank you, sir.
Why are you here today?
We are here as community members and indigents of this very land to share our displeasure with respect to the numerous challenges that we are facing in our area. Indeed, we've been here for a while, or ever since we came here as a district, or we gained this district, we have not had any kind of development with respect to roads. The year of roads was inaugurated by the president, but up to now, as we speak, there is no single kilometer of all within the area that we had a tarred road. There is no single tarred road in this area. The major road, as you all have witnessed, is very deplorable. It's so dilapidated to the extent that we cannot do anything with it. It's so unmotorable. So we as a community indigents, we need to be up and doing by making sure that the president give us our share of the national cake. We can demand this by demonstrating, because we have been persuading and have been begging them for a while, yet we are not getting any kind of response. Now is the time for the community people to rise so that our rights, or we demand our right from the duty bearers. Now is the time for them to provide to us what we are supposed to get, and that is the road. We need the road to be fixed by the close of the year. Yes, that's what we are demanding from them, because they've been telling us that the road has been awarded to a contractor, but the contractor is not on site. As you all witnessed when you were coming, you did not see any contractor on the road. This has been the mantra by the politicians, always saying that it has been awarded, it has been awarded, but up to now we are not seeing any progress. So this day we are demanding our right from them, that they should come and fix the road for us. Amansie South deserves better. We are also part of Ghana. We are producing a huge chunks of natural resources. The natural resources that they are gaining from here as part of the country is so huge that we don't have to be in this condition. We need to get our share. And you know that we are producing cocoa, we are producing gold, we are producing human resources, we are producing timber, we are producing a whole lot of natural resources that we deserve better, and that we have to experience a lot of massive developmental projects in our area here.
Hafiz, I want to find out from him, what does he himself do? All right, and how is the condition of the road impacting on his livelihood?
So individually, how does the nature of the road affect you personally?
Personally, one aspect of it is very shameful. The shameful aspect I'm talking about is when you reach Kumasi, you are more or less somebody who doesn't bath, or like you look so dirty, awkward. Because by the time you move from this dusty nature of the road to Kumasi, everyone is going to see you to be like somebody from outside somewhere. In fact, it's something that makes everyone so, shameful or sad. When you reach town, we've reached the city, Kumasi, and looking at your whole system being soiled with dust. I think that is something. And sometimes plying on this road to convey goods from Kumasi to this place, whenever the drivers reach at Anyankwanta, immediately they are about to curve to this side. That means they are going to the other side. And by the nature of the road, they decide to charge more than necessary, because they cannot ply on the road. At the end of the day, they have to go for maintenance. So whatever charges that they gave you in Kumasi, they begin to reverse it by making sure that they review the charges at your expense. And that one becomes very unbearable, making our economic condition become so hard for us.
Let's look at healthcare. How is the nature of the road impacting on healthcare delivery here?
the healthcare aspect is another challenge that we cannot underestimate under this circumstance, because looking at it, we have the government by giving us one ambulance. In fact, we are much appreciated, but looking at it, the ambulance cannot ply on the road. When somebody is sick and you put that person inside that ambulance, it means you are going to worsen the condition of that person, because at the end of the day, the way the car will be somersaulting, moving up and down, looking at it, it worsens up the condition of such a person. So it also delays a lot of conditions, critical conditions, because by the time maybe you may use some, let's say from Edubia to the hospital center, you may use some 20 minutes if the road is good, but you have to use some 1 hour 30 minutes. By that time, if the person is in a critical condition, we know that that person may lose life.
What is this demonstration seeking to achieve?
The demonstration aims at making sure that at the end of the day, the people, the leaders, we know the president is a listening president, and he's not going to, overlook at what the people are pleading on him. We are making sure that at the end of the day, the president will listen to what we are talking about. He will make sure that at the end of the day, what we are asking for, that's the road. He will bring the contractor on site. We want to see the contractor on site, and by the close of maybe 2022, we want to see our road tiled. That is what we are seeking for.
Hafiz,
so that's one of the organizers.
Right, yeah. Hafiz, find out from him, what have the chiefs also been doing? Because I know some of the chiefs in that area are very, very influential. You know, like the chief of Manson Kwanta, other areas are very influential personalities. What have been their contribution as well?
So have you put these concerns to your traditional authorities, the chiefs in this area? We know some of them are able to speak directly or go to the presidency to get the president maybe address these concerns. Have you spoken to them? What has been the feedback?
Indeed, some of our traditional leaders are much aware with those predicaments that we are facing. And there came a time when they were about to cut a short for the award of this contract, the road to be awarded to a contractor. They went, had some press conference, and some of these traditional leaders, showed their displeasure with the situation, and they also pleaded on the government, the president rather, to make sure that at the end of the day the road is fixed. So after awarding the contract, they thought we were going to see the light of the day, but it has become something else. And so they are much aware with the situation, and they are also trying their best to make sure that at the end of the day there's light at the end of the tunnel. Yet it has become something else. So the youth of today, or the youth of the area, have to rise up and also make demands and see, maybe when we all come together like that, maybe there may be a result. And that is why we have also come at this point.
We know you are still gathering, but how many people are you expecting today?
Please pardon?
How many people are you expecting today for today's demonstration?
Indeed, we are expecting a huge number of people, a lot. We have seen some circumstances that is making the thing become, let's say, unpopular, but looking at the agitation and the frustration that we have been going through, we know that at the end of the day a lot of people are coming, and we are expecting a massive crowd today.
So a lot of people are coming from other communities currently, but the organizers of the demonstrations have gathered here. They have had some meetings with the police as to how they will go about this peacefully, so that it doesn't affect even the activities here of people. But most of them are still converging. Let me speak to another demonstrator here. Am I about the Bus City TV? Let me say more about Krojan Abedina. I didn't see them yesterday.
Me pacho di nti aboko jani nyina akere se ye kwan ye to aba se ye pede obe ye kwan amaye ye to aba na wi ye no so ye hunu obi aye nsuo to amanso e de maye ye kofa ne ma edu ko ma ne na ma nyina na ahwe kwa so nti medru fie ye se na na se ye pa ne chawo nipa na wi ni se onya kwa ne maye no ye se na don kana koma no mo aye anya sa ye ho kire ye kwa ye ho kire ye fi se ko ye ji ye ba gi se ye ne ma nyina gu kwa so egu kwa so a ye me ko stu a this ensuo yiri a this ye ma no ye ne fa moto akfa wo ma no odin ma so man ye ne na eto aba ne ma na ye sere no obe share this to ka say obe ye kwa ya ma ya hwa do ye no wo ma anya kwa no enti ye sere sa wo moa ye ye fra ma say wa me fa pia o moa ye pa na e din ma ye de my man de my ya do maten ya bre na ya sre no ye ne to ma no float ye nya e ko bi enti fe na say ya kwa no asai se kai ko na say anwo betfo pi a enam se ya kwa anya enti no ye ntimi enko no ma tie no ma je sika enti ya sra na say pa ne chawa ne diem wo hu ya mobo na de o ya kwa no onka na ho no ntimi nya kwa ne mayen ne enso na ya kwa so ye timi anya ya ka ni simati maduru ntam ne enso ya ka asempa che na ya prayer tete asante ready masama me.
So one of the people who have converged here who will be part of this demonstration is talking about the assurance they had from the president prior to the 2020 general election when he came to this area to campaign. He assured them that this road was going to be done. It has been awarded to a contractor, and that contractor was going to be on site, but till now they've not seen any contractor here. And she's been talking about the predicament. They buy and sell and go to other places to buy a lot of wares and goods to come and sell here in this community or in this district.
Right, Hafiz, in wrapping up, do you sense anger? I know they are still converging. Do you sense anger, or the protest looks like business as usual?
Exactly, a lot of anger and frustration, because this is not the first time they are expressing these concerns. This is a long-standing issue they are grappling with, and this is everyday activity because most of them go to Kumasi, they trade in Kumasi, and they have to come back here. So you look at healthcare, most of them also visit the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital, and they use this same road, and it's everyday activity. So when you are using the road, myself, today I'm coming here because of the demonstration, but coming on this road, Frima, it was not easy. I can tell you that I'm experiencing waist pains now because of the bumpy nature of the road. The driver has to be slowing down. The driver has to be giving way to other big trucks who are also using this. But one major thing is the accident and the robbery attacks. Because the road is not good, the robbers are taking advantage of the situation to rob, because you can't go the speed you want to go to or you want to go if you are using this road.
Right,
so it means that if there's any stop, you have to stop.
Right, right. Thank you very much, Hafiz. And HR will send you some painkillers.
Hafiz, thank you very much for that report. We are grateful to you. We'll have to wrap up with Hafiz now, and but the conversation continues. You know, for me, mine is to say to the road minister, he said we should catch up with him in terms of the road development he's doing.
They've been fixing roads long time.
Okay. The people at Agro-Yesum, Edubia, are saying you need to catch up with them because their roads have not been touched.
Yeah.
Even though there were promises, shortcuts, contractors showing up, all those things, the road hasn't been done. So please, catch up.
You know, and my main concern is access to healthcare. You know, a lot of communities don't have proper hospitals. So if you have one that is blessed with a proper health facility and it takes, I mean, a bad road for people not to be able to access it, then we have a problem here, you know. So this needs urgent attention. Honorable Kwesi Amoakwata, please, this needs urgent attention.